The participants held a series of discussions that centered around the participation of panelists who spoke on the challenges of using digital terrestrial television, or DTT, and other forms of digital broadcasting on the continent, from piracy to the issue of ensuring that as many people as possible get to watch television despite the costs associated with airing such content using digital technology. One point that was specifically emphasized stressed that the challenges of digital terrestrial television cannot be seen in a technological light only.
There will always be challenges going forward, and this is not a technology issue. Everybody should be able to see what their role is as far as this infrastructure, this investment is concerned, and to be able to say that myself and my team have a stake in this thing going forward, and this is the role that we are going to play. So let us do what we need to do. So I think that beyond the bit about the technology and the relationship with suppliers, we need to come down and speak the English and the French and get the people on board so that we can move this project forward. If we are not being able to launch the DTT project, it's because people don't understand or haven't been convinced enough that this is the best thing that happens since sliced bread. And that's our responsibility to do it.
Another problem that was identified is financing for public broadcasters and how this matter cannot be addressed by media practitioners alone.
North to south, east to west, we have the same problems. We are underfinanced, yet the expectations of our mandate are quite high. Now, I think the AUB has to step in here, and the AUB needs to raise its levels. I think we need to reach a moment where we should be engaging our political leaders, even at the African Union level. I mean, next week, I told you next week there's going to be the extraordinary summit of the African heads of state. Some of these things that are very strategic, especially issues of digital migration, should be taken, a decision should be taken at the highest political level, especially at the AU level. And we agree. Who is going to finance this? Are you going to run to Exim Bank of China all the time to finance this infrastructure? Why can't our governments finance these projects? Because these are very important assets for our people. So the question of digital migration in Africa needs to be taken seriously, and especially at the political level, at AU level. There must be a decision at the AU level. Second, the issue of how the public broadcasters should survive must also be discussed at the political level.
Another important aspect of broadcasting that was also discussed had to do with making the distinction between airing content with the objective of providing a social service as opposed to financial gain, and when either is appropriate depending on the financial capabilities of viewers.
The whole issue about the business case becomes extremely important. And that is why I'm saying that we're talking a lot about technology, but we are not talking the English and the French. Because if we talk the English and the French, we would know that there's somebody that we won't get any economic value in terms of money from, but we'll be able to give information to. If you want to put a consideration on that information, that is a government decision to take. But if you want to zero rate it and say that, listen, take this out of the commercial case, it's a social service that we are offering. But 10% of the market will not get any commercial benefit. 90% of the market have the potential to give us this commercial benefit. If our system is extremely efficient, out of that 90%, let us say 50% will pay. Based on that, does the case wash? I hope you get the point that I'm making. So let us accept the fact that there are people that will not be able to pay, not because they don't want to pay, but because they don't have the capacity to pay. But as a government, we still need to provide them information and entertainment. So let's take them out of the business case. Let us address those that can have the ability to pay. And those that have ability to pay, let our value proposition to them be beyond broadcast. That is when they'll be willing to pay a bit more than just put it on my TV and then view and experience, and now you're telling me that I should pay. So in my head, it doesn't make sense to me. So we need to crack that.
Regardless of the challenges digital technology may face as Africa's media sector continues pushing to complete the migration from analog, media practitioners agree that the way forward is without doubt the only option people on the continent have when it comes to technology, because falling back to familiar but outdated ways of doing things is never a solution, especially when future generations are considered.